Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the corner. It's your host. We give a timely word to a timely, friendly, timeless source, which is by the grand, mighty Creator, who is the same yesterday, today, tomorrow, and forevermore. Supposedly, through His only begotten Son, that if we follow His way of life, we'll have the chance and believe in Him that we have the chance of everlasting life. I guess that's the promise. Glory be to them and the Holy Spirit. Today's Saturday, December 17th, 2022. There are 3 chapters for you. 3 original chapters, and then 2 additional. That would be Isaiah 7, Psalms 119, Romans 12. Within Romans, there's a couple of referential points, that being Deuteronomy 32 and Proverbs 25. So we'll be exploring those today. If you like what this channel does on a daily basis, consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video pops up. In addition, share what you know of God so that those that need to hear a word at the right time can do so without a problem. They can receive it fully if they're seeking the most high, the most high God. This, when I read to you guys, started again to read from the Common English Bible. You'll find that translation amongst others in the YouVersion app in the App Store, depending on the device you may be using. Please note that instead of saying Jesus Christ or Christ, I will be referring to Him as His Hebraic name, which is Yahshua. His Hebrew name. I will be referring to Him. I've been doing some soul searching, if you will, to find, I guess, the origin of some things, and I would advise you to do the same. I'm not here to sway you either way or cause you to lose faith, but I would advise you to seek. Some things aren't as what they seem, but that is on you. I don't want anybody to lose their faith in God, the Creator, at all. With that said, let us pray. Father God above, please allow it's not whatever, of course, but allow which message you want us to take in today, to absorb, so we can be like you, to emulate like you, since we are made in your image. Please endow that on us today. Please help us become better people, and thank you for allowing us to see another day. I pray this in your name. Amen. Let's start here with Deuteronomy 32. Deuteronomy 32. Heaven, pay attention, and I will speak. Earth, listen to the words of my mouth. My teaching will fall like raindrops. My speech will settle like dew, like gentle rains on grass, like spring showers on all that is green. Because I proclaim the Lord's name. Give praise to our God. The rock, His acts are perfection. No doubt about it. All His ways are right. He's the faithful God, never deceiving. Altogether righteous and true is He. But children who warned His own sin against Him with ever the facts. They are a twisted and perverse generation. Is this how that you thank the Lord, you stupid, senseless people? Isn't he your father, your creator? Didn't he make you and establish you? Remember the days long past, consider the years long gone. Ask your father and he'll tell you about it. Ask your elders and they will give you the details. When God Most High divided up the nations, when he divided up humankind, he decided the people's boundaries based on the number of the gods. Surely the Lord's property was his people. Jacob was part of his inheritance. God found Israel in a wild land, in a howling desert wasteland. He protected him, cared for him, watched over him with his very own eye. Like an eagle protecting its nest, hovering over its young, God spread out his wings, took hold of Israel, carried him on his back. The Lord alone led Israel. No foreign God existed. God made Israel glide over the highlands. He fed him with food from the field, nursed him with honey from a boulder, with oil from the hard rock, curds from the herd, milks from the flock, along with the best of lambs, rams from Bashan, he goats too, along with the finest wheat. And for drink, wine from the juiciest grapes. Jacob ate until he was stuffed. Joshua got fat and rebellious. It was you who got fat, thick, stubborn. Joshua gave up on the God who made him. Thought that the rock of his salvation was worthless. They made God jealous with strange gods, aggravated him with detestable things. They sacrificed to demons, not to God. The deities of which they had no knowledge, new gods only recently on the scene, ones about which your ancestors had never heard. You deserted the rock that sired you. You forgot the God who gave birth to you. The Lord saw this and rejected out of aggravation his sons and his daughters. He said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what becomes of them, because they are a confused generation. They are children lacking loyalty. They provoke me with no gods. Have aggravated me with their pieces of junk, so I'm going to provoke them with no people, aggravate them with a nation of fools. A fire burns in me, it will blaze to the depths of the grave, it will destroy the land of its crops, it will blacken the base of the mountains. I will throw on them disaster after disaster. I will destroy them with my arrows. Devastating hunger, consuming plague, bitter sickness. I will send animal fangs after them, venom from death crawlers too. Outside of in the streets, the sport will bereave. Inside of the safest room, there will be terror for young men and women, nurse and maybe and senior citizen. Cast you out in Yahweh's name. You will not be in vain no more. Get out of here. I thought about it. I could have struck them down, erased them from human memory. But their enemies' rage concerned me. Their opponents might misunderstand. They might say, our strong heads, that the Lord just did all this, because they are not a thoughtful nation. They lack any insight. If they had any wisdom, they would understand this. They would discern what will become of them. How can one person chase off 1,000 in battle? How could two people make 10,000 flee for their lives? Only because the rock sold them off. Only because the Lord handed them off. But no, their rocks can't compare to our rock. Our enemies are completely stupid. Their roots run straight from Sodom, from the fields of Gomorrah. The grapes are pure poison. The grape clusters nothing but bitter. Their wine is snake poison, venom from a cruel cobra. Don't I have this stored up, sealed in my vaults? Revenge is my domain, so is punishment in kind. At the exact moment their steps slip up, because the day of their destruction is just around the corner. Their final destiny is speeding on its way, but the Lord will acquit his people, will have compassion on those who serve him. Once he sees that their strength is all gone, that both prisoner and free people are wiped out, the Lord will ask, where are their gods? The rocks they trusted in, who ate up their fat of their sacrifices, who drank their sacred wine. They should stand up and help you. They should protect you now. Now look here, I myself, I am the one. There are no other gods with me. I am the one who deals death and gives life. I am the one who wounded, but now we healed. There's no escape in my hand. But now I'm lifting my hand to have it. I swear by my own eternity, when I sharpen my blazing sword, my hand grabs hold of justice. I'll pay my enemies back. I'll punish the kind anyone who hates everyone who hates me. I'll make my enemies drink much blood, while my sword devours flesh, the blood of the dead and captured, flowing from the heads of enemy generals. Heavens rejoice with God. All you gods, bow down to the Lord, because he will avenge his children's blood. He will pay back his enemies. He will punish and kind those who hate him. He will cleanse his people's land. So Moses came and recited all the words of this poem in everyone's hearing. Joshua, Nun's son, joined him. When Moses finished speaking all these words to all Israel, he told them, "Set your mind on all these words I'm testifying against you right now, because you must command your children to perform carefully all the words of this instruction. This is no trivial matter for you. This is your very life. It is by this means alone that you will prolong your life on a fertile land you will cross the Jordan River to possess." The Lord, your Lord spoke to Moses that very same day. Hike up to the Abrim Mountains to Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab opposite Jericho. Take a good look at the land of Canaan, which I'm giving to the Israelites as their property. You will die on the mountain you have hiked up, and you will be gathered to your people, just like your brother Aaron, who died on Mount Hor and was gathered to his people, because the two of you were unfaithful toward me in the front of the Israelites at the waters of Meribah Kadesh in the Sin wilderness, because you didn't treat me with proper respect before the Israelites. You can look at the land from the other side of the river, but you won't enter there. Deuteronomy 32. Let's go to Psalms 119. Psalms 118. Those whose ways blameless, who walks in the Lord's instruction, are truly happy. Those who guard God's laws are truly happy. They seek God with all their hearts. They don't even do anything wrong. They walk in God's ways. God, you have ordered that your decrees should be kept most carefully. How I wish my ways were strong when it comes to keeping your statutes. Then I wouldn't be ashamed when I examine all your commandments. I will give thanks to you with a heart that does right. As I learn your righteous rails, I will keep your statutes. Please don't leave me all alone. How can people keep their paths pure them by guarding them according to what you've said? I've sought you with all my heart. Don't let me stray from any of your commandments. I keep your word close in my heart so that I won't sin against you. You, Lord, are to be blessed. Teach me your statutes. I will declare out loud all the rules you have spoken. I rejoice in the content of your laws as if I were rejoicing over great wealth. I will think about your precepts and examine all your paths. I will delight in your statutes. I will not forget what you have said. Be good to your servants so I can go on living and keeping your word. Open my eyes so I can examine the wonders of your instruction. I'm an immigrant in the land. Don't hide your commandments from me. I'm worn out by longing every minute for your rules. You rebuke the arrogant and curse people who stray from your commandments. Take all their insults and contempt away from me, because I have kept your laws. Even if rulers gather and scheme against me, your servants will contemplate your statutes. Yes, your laws are my joy. They are my most trusted advisors. Now my life is stuck in the dirt. Now make me live again according to your promise. I confess my ways, and you answer me. Now teach me your statutes. Help me understand what your precepts are about, so I can contemplate your wondrous works. My spirit sags because of grief. Now raise me up according to your promise. Remove all false ways from me. Show mercy to me by means of your instruction. I have chosen a way of faithfulness. I have set on your rules. I'm holding tight to your laws, Lord. Please don't let me be put to shame. I will run the same path as your commandments, because you give my heart insight. Lord, teach me what your statutes are about, and I regard every part of them. Help me understand so I can guard your instruction and keep it with all my heart. Lead me on the trail of your commandments, because that is what I want. Turn my heart to your laws, not to greedy gain. Turn my eyes away from looking at worthless things. Make me live by your way. Confirm your promise to your servant, the promise that is all those who honor you. Remove the insults I dread, because your rules are good. Look how I desire your precepts. Make me live by your righteousness. Lord, let your faithful love come to me. Let your salvation come to me according to your promise, so I can have a response for those who mock me, because I have trusted in your word. Please don't take your true word out of my mouth, because I've waited for your rules. I will always keep your instruction, always and forever. I will walk around in wide open spaces because I have pursued your precepts. I will talk about your laws before rulers, no shame whatsoever. I will rejoice in your commandments because I love them. I will lift up my hands to your commandments because I love them, and I will contemplate your statutes. Remember your promise to your servant, for which you made me wait. My comfort during my sufferings, that your word gives me new life. The arrogant make fun of me to no end, but I haven't deviated from your instruction. When I remember your ancient rules, I am comforted, Lord, but I am seized with anger because of the wicked, because of those who abandon your instruction. Your statutes have been my strong songs of praise wherever I lived as an immigrant. Lord, I remember your name at nighttime, and I can't keep your instruction. This has been my practice because I guard your precepts. The Lord is my possession. I promise to do what you have said. I've sought your favor with all my heart. Have mercy on me according to your word. I consider my ways and turn my feet back to your laws. I hurry to keep your commandments. I never put them off, or I never put it off. So the wicked have surrounded me with their robes. I haven't forgotten your instruction. I get up in the middle of the night to give thanks to you because of your righteous rules. I'm a friend to everyone who honors you and to all who keep your precepts. Lord, the word is for your faithful love. Teach me your statutes. You have treated your servant well. Lord, according to your promise, teach me knowledge and good judgment, because I put your trust in your commandments. Before I suffered, I took the wrong way, but now I do what you say. You are good and you do good. Teach me your statutes. The arrogant cover me with their lies, but I guard your precepts with all my heart. Their hearts are feeling like blubber, but I rejoice in your instruction. My suffering was good for me because through it I learned your statutes. The instruction you've given to me is better than thousands of pieces of gold and silver. Your hands have made me and set me in place. Help me understand so I can learn your commandments. And those who honor you will see me and be glad because I have waited for your promise. Lord, I know that your rules are right and that you rightly made me suffer. Please let your faithful love comfort me according to what you said to your servant. Let your compassion come to me so I can live again because your instruction is my joy. But let the arrogant be ashamed because they oppress me with lies. Meanwhile, I will be contemplating your precepts. Let the people who honor you come back to me. Let those who know your precepts return to me. Let my heart be blameless in your statutes so that I'm not put to shame. My whole being yearns for your saving help. I wait for your promise. My eyes are worn out looking for your word. When will you comfort me? I ask because I become like a bottle dried up by smoke. Though I haven't forgotten your statutes, how much more time does your servant have? When will you bring my oppressors to justice? The arrogant have dug pits for me. Those people who act against your instruction. All your commandments are true, but people harass me for no reason. Help me. They almost wiped me off the face of the earth. Meanwhile, I haven't abandoned your precepts. Make me live again according to your faithful love so I can keep the law you've given. Your word, Lord, stands firm in heaven forever. Your faithfulness extends from one generation to the next. You set the earth firmly in place, and it's still there. Your rules endure to this day because everything serves you. If your instruction hadn't been my delight, I would have died because of my suffering. I will never forget your precepts because through them you gave me life again. I'm yours, save me. Because I pursued your precepts. The wicked wait for me, wanted to kill me, but I'm studying your laws. I've seen that everything, no matter how perfect, has a limit, but your commandment is boundless. I love your instruction. I think about it constantly. Your commandment makes me wiser than my enemies because it is always with me. I have greater insight than all my teachers because I contemplate your laws. I'm more understanding than the elders because I guard your precepts. I haven't set feet on any evil path, so I can make sure to keep your word. I haven't deviated from any of your rules because you are the one who has taught me. Your words are so pleasing to my taste buds, sweeter than honey in my mouth. I'm sitting in your precepts. That's why I hate every false path. Mm. Your word is your word is a lamp before my feet and a light before my journey. I have sworn and I fully mean it. I will keep your righteous rules. I've been suffering so much, Lord. Make me live again according to your promise. Please, Lord, accept my spontaneous gift of praise. Teach me your rules. Though my life is constantly in danger, I won't forget your instruction. Though the wicked have set a trap for me, I won't stray from your precepts. Your laws are my possession forever because they are my heart's joy. I have decided to keep your statutes forever, every last one. I hate fickle people, but I love your instruction. You are my shelter and my shield. I wait for your promise. Get away from me, you evildoers. I want to guard my God's commandments. Sustain me according to your word so I can live. Don't let me be put to shame because I hope. Support me so I can be saved. And so I can focus constantly on your statutes. You discard everyone who strays from your statutes because they are dishonest and false. You dispose of all the wicked people on earth like waste. That's why I love your laws. My body shudders when I fear, because I fear you. I'm in awe of your rules. I've done what is just and right. Don't just hand me over to my oppressors. Guarantee good things for your servant. Please don't let the arrogant impress me. My eyes are worn out looking for your saving help, looking for your word that will set things right. Act towards your servant according to your faithful love. Teach me your statutes. I'm your servant. Help me understand so I can know your laws. It is time for the Lord to do something. Your instruction has been broken. But I love your commandments more than gold, even more than pure gold. That's why I walk straight by every single one of your precepts. That's why I hate every false path. Your law is so wonderful. That's why I guard them. Access to your words give light, giving simple folk understanding. I open my mouth up wide, panting because I long for your commandments. Come back to me and have mercy on me. That's only right for those who love your name. Keep my steps steady by your word. Don't let any sin rule me. Redeem me from the people who oppress me so I can keep your precepts. Shine your face on your servant and teach me your statutes. River of tears stream from my eyes because your instruction isn't being kept. Lord, you are righteous and your rules are right. The laws you commanded are righteous, completely trustworthy. Anger consumes me because my enemies have forgotten what you said. Your word has been tried and tested. Your servant loves your word. I'm insignificant and unpopular, but I don't forget your precepts. Your righteousness lasts forever. Your instruction is true. Stress and strain have caught up with me, but your commandments are my joy. Your laws are righteous forever. Help me understand so I can live. I cry out with all my heart, Lord, answer me so I can guard your statutes. I cry out to you, save me so I can keep your laws. I meet the pre-dawn light and cry for help and wait for your promise. My eyes encounter each hour of the night as I think about your word. Listen to my voice according to your faithful love. Lord, make me live again according to your justice. The people who love to plot wicked schemes are nearby, but they are so far from your instruction. But you, Lord, are nearby too, and all your commandments are true. Long ago I learned from your laws that you have established them forever. Look at my suffering and deliver me, because I haven't forgotten your instruction. Argue my case and redeem me. Make me live again by your word. Salvation is far from the wicked because they haven't pursued your statutes. You have so much compassion, Lord. Make me live again according to your rules. My oppressors and enemies are many, but I haven't turned away from your laws. I look at on the faithless, and I am disgusted because they haven't kept your word. Look how much I love your precepts. Make me live again, Lord, according to your faithful love. The first thing to know about your word is that it is true, and that all your righteous rules last forever. Rulers Rulers suppress me without cause, but my heart honors what you've said. I'm overjoyed at your word, like someone who finds great treasure. I absolutely despise what is false, but I'm in love with your instruction. I praise you 7 times a day for your righteous rules. The people who love your instruction enjoy peace and lots of it. There's no stumbling for them. Lord, I wait for your saving help. I do what you've commanded. I keep your laws. I love them so much. I keep your precepts and your laws because all my ways are seen by you. Let my cry reach you, Lord. Help me understand according to what you've said. Let my request for grace come before you. Deliver me according to your promise. Let my lips overflow with praise because you taught me with your statutes. Let my tongue declare your word because all your commandments are righteous. Let your power help me because I have chosen your precepts. Lord, if I long for your saving help, your instructions. Lord, I long for your saving help. Your instructions is my joy. Let me live again so I can praise you. Let your rules help me. I wandered off like a sheep lost. Find your servant because I haven't forgotten your commandments. Psalms 119. Let's go to Proverbs 25. Proverbs 25. These are also the Proverbs of Solomon, copied by the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah. It is the glory of God to hide something, and the glory of kings to discover something. Like the high heavens and the depths of the earth, so the mind of a king is unsearchable. Remove the dross from the silver, and a vessel will come out for the refiner. Remove the wicked from the king's presence, and his throne will be established in righteousness. Don't exalt yourself in the presence of the king, or stand in the place of important people, because it is better that he say to you, "Come up here," than to be demoted before a ruler. What your eyes see, don't be quick to quarrel over. What will you do in the future when your neighbor shames you? Argue it out with your neighbor, and don't give away someone's secret. Otherwise, the one who hears it will vilify you. The slander against you will never stop. Words spoken at the right time are like gold apples in a silver setting, while its correction to an ear that listens is like a gold earring or a jewelry of fine gold. Like the coolness of snow on a harvest day are reliable messengers to those who send them. They restore the life of their masters. People who brag about a gift never given are like clouds and wind that produce no rain. A commander can be persuaded with patience, and a tender tongue can break a bone. If you find honey, eat just the right amount, otherwise you'll get full and vomited up. Don't spend too much time in your neighbor's house, otherwise they'll get fed up with you and hate you. People who testify falsely against their neighbors are like a club, sword, and sharpened arrow. Trusting a treacherous person at a difficult time is like having a bad tooth or a wobbly foot. Singing a song to a troubled heart is like taking off a garment on a cold day, or putting vinegar on a wound. If your enemies are starving, feed them some bread. If they are thirsty, give them water to drink. By doing this, you will heap burning coals on their heads, and the Lord will reward you. The north wind stirs up rain, and a person who plots quietly provokes angry faces. Better to live on the edge of a roof than to share a house with a contentious woman. Good news from a distant land is like cold water for a weary person. A righteous person given into the wicked is like a contaminated spring or a polluted fountain. Even too much honey isn't good, nor is it appropriate to seek honor. A person without self-control is like a breached city, one with no walls. Proverbs 25. See, we have enough time for one more chapter. Yeah, let's run through Isaiah 7 real quick. Isaiah 7. In the days of Ahaz, Jotham's son and grandson of Judea's king Uzziah, Aram's king Rezin, and Israel's king Pekah, Remaliah's son, came up to attack Jerusalem, but they couldn't overpower it. The house of David was told that Aram had become allies with Ephraim. Their hearts and the hearts of their people shook as the trees of a forest shake when there is a wind. But the Lord said to Isaiah, "Go out to meet Ahaz, you and your son Shear Jeshub, at the end of the channel of the upper pool by the road to the field where by the well, at the end of the channel of the upper pool by the road to the field where laundry is washed, and to say to him, be careful and stay calm. Don't fear, don't lose heart of these two pieces of smoke and torches over the burning anger of his sin. Aram, son. Aram has planned evil against you with Ephraim and Remaliah's son, saying, let's march against Judah, tear it apart and capture it for ourselves, and install Tabeel's son as its king. But the Lord God says it won't happen, it won't take place. The chief of Aram is Damascus. The chief of Damascus is Rezin. In 65 more years, Ephraim will be shattered as a nation. The chief of Ephraim is Samaria, and the chief of Samaria is the son of Remaliah. If you don't believe this, you can't be trusted. Again, the Lord spoke. Again, the Lord spoke to Asaz, make a sign from the Lord your God. Make it as deep as the grave, or as high as heaven. But Asaz said, I won't ask, I won't test the Lord. Then Isaiah said, listen, house of David, isn't it enough for you to be tiresome people that you are also tiresome before my God? Therefore the Lord will give you a sign. The young woman is pregnant and is about to give birth to her son, and she will name him Emmanuel. He will eat butter and honey and learn to reject evil and choose good. Before the boy learns to reject evil and choose good, the land of the two kings you dread will be abandoned. The Lord will bring upon you, upon your people, and upon your family's days, unlike any that have come since the day Ephraim broke away from Judea, the king of Assyria. On that day, the Lord will whistle for the flies from the remotest streams of Egypt, and for the bees that are in the land of Assyria. They will come and settle in the steep ravines, in the cracks of the cliffs, in all the thorn bushes, and in all the watering holes. On that day, the Lord will shave with a razor, hired from Maan, the Euphrates, with the king of Assyria, the head and the public hair, the head and the pubic hair, and will cut off the beard as well. On that day, one will raise a young cow and 2 sheep, and will eat butter because of the abundance of milk. For all who remain in the land will eat butter and honey. On that day, there will be thorns and thistles in every place where 1,000 vines worth 1,000 silver shekels once grew. Only those with bows and arrows will go there, because the entire land will become thorns and thistles. As for the hills that were once formed with hoes, you won't go there for fear of thorns and thistles. They will become places where cattle are turned loose and sheep wander. Isaiah chapter 7. I'll be back with part 2 to conclude with Romans 12. You're listening to The Corner. Be right back.